Hello friends, welcome back to the SS video. Today we are going to discuss the chapter Sectors of Indian Economy. In this chapter we will discuss the various sectors of Indian economy, the sectors which rule the Indian economy. Economy here means the flow of money or wealth. So as we know, money keeps on flowing from one person to another person, that is from buyer to seller and again from seller to buyer. It's called the money chain. So in this chapter we will see the three sectors of Indian economy. So firstly we will see what is economic activities. Economic activities are the activities which are done in order to earn money or in order to spend money. Like the main two examples are buying and selling. Both are referred as the economic activities. These can be classified into three important groups. These groups are known as the sectors of economy. So, the groups in which economic activities can be divided are known as the sectors of economy. People around us are engaged in different activities to earn livelihood. Some may be producing goods while some may be delivering the goods. So everyone finds a way to earn money. So some people produce, the producers, some people buy, the consumers, and some people help in transporting the produced material. So transporting everything, all this work, all these businesses together form the economic activities. For example, in this particular video, particular page, you have people are performing various activities, like you have customers buying goods, then you have postman delivering the post, then you have mason or the laborers working in the construction site, you have porters or the coolies carrying luggages, and then you have farmer who is doing agriculture. So all these activities which somehow add money to the country or money to the economy are known as economic activities. And all these different activities, different type of activities are known as sectors of economy. So to classify the economy, we classify it on the basis of nature of activities, like what kind of activities are done under the sectors. So we have mainly three kind of economy, three kind of sectors: primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary, as the name suggests, it's the base, then secondary the next level, and tertiary the third level. So in primary sector, the economic activities are connected with the extraction and production of natural resources, for example agriculture, fishing, mining, etc. So all the activities which are done by using the natural resource, which are directly connected with nature, those are referred to as primary activities. So you would have guessed very easily that agriculture is the first thing which comes in mind, where you directly sow the land. Then fishing, where you catch fishes from the sea. Then mining, where you mine the forest land for minerals. So all the activities which are done, which are associated directly to the exploitation of nature, are known as primary activities or the primary sector. So India accounts mainly in agriculture. So India's main source of employment and productivity is in the primary sector. So you have again the photos of people for performing various activities under primary sector. So you have people carrying material from the mining site, and then this is forestry, where people collect firewoods from the forest. Then again you have agriculture, then you have cattle rearing. So all such things which are directly associated with nature, or which produces raw materials extracting from the nature, are known as the primary sector or the primary activities, which mainly includes agriculture, fishing, mining, etc. Now comes the secondary sector, which is the second level. These activities are related to the manufacturing process. Example, manufacturing of steel, then production unit, manufacturing of cloth. Such activities comes under the secondary sector. So primary sector gives you the raw material, secondary sector is the processing sector. It is also known as the industrial sector or the manufacturing sector. So you produce something. So in the primary sector, raw material is taken out. In secondary sector, it is converted into product. It is product is manufactured from the raw material. So in secondary sector, it relates or related to the all the activities where something is produced or something is manufactured. So that sector is known as the secondary sector. It is also known as the industrial sector. See, again you have here tailoring, where raw material cotton or jute something is being stitched into a cloth, which is the output. A cloth is produced. Here steel bars are produced, and then here cooking, which is again a form of secondary sector. So in the first photo, the cotton or the raw material was taken, which was from the primary sector. Now it is converted into a cloth, which is secondary sector. Same here, minerals such as iron would have been extracted from ore. Now it is made into a iron bar or a steel bar, which is a finished product. This is now example of secondary sector. Tertiary sector, the economic activities that are mostly based on providing services to the society. Example, transportation, banking, insurance, etc. falls under tertiary sector. Now if a product is produced, how will you deliver the product? So all those activities which involves in delivering the product from one place to another are known as the tertiary sector. It provides service. For example, if you have a problem in your network, mobile network, you call the customer care. They provide you service, they provide you solution, so they give you a service. And same applies to banking, same applies to transportation. So all those sectors which are involved in providing facility in delivering the products or in delivering the raw materials are known as the tertiary sector. So as these sectors provide service, these are also known as the service sector. So for example, a farmer produces cotton. Now he has to transport the cotton to the industry or textile industry, where it will be made into a cloth. So he needs to transport or he needs to send the raw material to the production unit. So here comes the tertiary sector, which is the transportation and banking, then customer care service, all this which connect primary and secondary sector. Such a sector is known as tertiary sector. It is the bridge, it connects the primary, secondary, and then from secondary to consumers. So it provides service between all these three main milestones. So as it provides service, it is also known as a service sector. For example, you have here banking, which again provides you service, transportation, then you have the IT software system, which gives you again technical support. So all these sectors which provide service or which facilitate the economic activities are known as the tertiary sector. So all these three sectors, primary, secondary and tertiary, are interdependent on each other. So both the primary, secondary need tertiary sector needs primary, and both primary and tertiary needs secondary. So all three of them are interdependent on each other. Now let's understand the topic GDP, gross domestic product. Here the word gross means total. Domestic means the products which are made in our country. So the value of final goods and services produced each year during a in a particular year provides the total production of the sector of that year, and the sum of the production in the three sectors gives the gross domestic product. So it's very simple. Each we have three sectors. Now each sector produces some goods. Primary produces goods related to agriculture or mining or forestry. Secondary produces finished product. Tertiary provides service. So gross domestic product means the value of final goods of each sector in a year. For example, assume for the year 2020-21, what will be our GDP? All the outputs of primary sector plus all the outputs of secondary sector plus all the outputs of tertiary sector in the year 2020-21 will give us the gross domestic product. So that is the value of final goods and services produced in each year during a particular year provides the total production of the sector of that year, and the sum of production in the three sectors give the gross domestic product. So total, like we have three sectors, so all these three sectors, the sum of all these sectors output in a year is known as the gross domestic product. And GDP also shows that how big a country is. If GDP is high, that means country's output is high. That means country's economy is considerably increasing. Now comparing the three sectors, we'll compare the three sectors between the year 1973 and 2003. What are the three sectors? Primary, secondary, and tertiary. So here we have a graph. If you look at the graph in 1973, so we have primary in green color, which was more, secondary was less, and tertiary was a bit more. But when you compare with 2003, there was a drastic increase in primary sector, quite significant increase in secondary, but we had a major outbreak in the tertiary sector. To remind you, primary is the agriculture or land related, natural resources related. Secondary sector is related to the production, and tertiary sector is related to the service sector. So if you see the graph of a developed country, mostly all the developed countries have a most number of people working in the tertiary sector or the service sector. Now again there is one more graph which will show the sectors of employment. So in 1973 most of the people were employed in agriculture sector, less people in secondary and less people in tertiary. But in 2003 we have seen a change in the scenario. So now less people are in agriculture and more people are moving towards the tertiary sector, which is a positive sign for India's economic growth. But again, look at the employment. Employment trend in 1973, people about 70% are in agriculture, but again in 2000, 60% are in agriculture or the primary sector, which is again a very dangerous situation for our country. So moving ahead, we will see the last topic for today, the classification on the basis of ownership. So sectors of Indian economy can be divided on the basis of ownership into public and private. All the sectors, all the activities which are done by government comes under the public sector, and all the sectors which are run by individual or a group of individual comes under the private sector. For example, Tata comes under private sector. Your company, if you have a company, if you have a shop, all those comes under the private sector. And the sector which is run by the government, agencies which are run by the government, comes under the public sector or government sector. So friends, that will be all for today. We will continue with the next topic in the next class. Thank you.